Today, Real Madrid lost to Villarreal by 2-1. Now, the question is, how was the performance? As you can see, the stats doesn't lie. And in fact, Villarreal had more shots than Real Madrid. Overall, I would say, today Villarreal were the better side. That's why they won today. Now, let's react to what the experts say.
I wonder if Luis Garcia was. Your observations on that game, Luis?
Well, I think that we expected a little bit more from Real Madrid. Definitely, we knew that they haven't started well in this second part after the World Cup. You can see that the sharpness is not definitely on the players. The intensity is not there. The quality and talent, of course, we all know that when Modric cross players in the middle of the park have the ball, there's always things to happen. From Benzema is always a finisher. And Vinicius is always dangerous, but you need more things when you're playing against a very well-drilled Villarreal. I think this team is ready to fight once again for those top positions. It was a little bit of doubt after Setien got in charge, but it was about for a month and a half that you can see that the teams know what they are doing, know what they have to do against a Real Madrid that for certain moments of the game looked like they were playing at the cup during the midweek. So, yeah, not very easy for what is looking forward for Real Madrid if they don't change the mentality in the way they approach the games.
But today, so many points to discuss about performance. First of all, okay, I understand that when you play against a high-pressing team, it's not easy to play. So when you play a high-pressing team, when you see the things are not working, you have to change something. Unfortunately, we did not see that today. In my opinion, the worst part of today's performance was the defensive performance from Real Madrid's side. The defensive cohesion was not something we have seen today. If you see the back line, like Mendy, Alaba, Rudiger, and Militao as a right back, that's a pretty solid lineup because Militao played as a right back with Brazil and he plays superb. So as Carvajal is injured, which makes perfect sense to play Militao as a right back. Even though that looked pretty good on paper in match performance, we did not see the expectation that we expected. What I saw today, Real Madrid's midfield was outpaced by Villarreal's midfield. They were more energetic, they were more aggressive, they were more willing to go forward, and they were more willing to create more chances. And it's not just Real Madrid's midfield who struggled, not just defensive lineup, it's also the attackers. Fede, Benzema and Vinicius, all of them were isolated. Also, I am seeing a pattern here. Even last year, after the new year, Real Madrid struggled a couple of matches. Even this year, we are now seeing the same pattern so far. Hopefully it changes fast.
What went wrong for Real Madrid today?
Well, they had no control over the game. And we went into the match, and I mentioned the name of Dani Parejo as a player who I thought Real Madrid could take advantage of if you had enough activity around him. Because defensively, he's not going to give you that work. He'll cover the ground, but he just can't quite move if you have enough players around him keeping possession of the ball and running by him. Well, that wasn't the story. The story was that actually Villarreal at times were controlling the midfield. That Coquelin and his pressure and the work of Alex Baena alongside Dani Parejo, that they were pressuring Real Madrid into mistakes, and then Dani Parejo was able to play the ball comfortably and then set the pace of the game that Villarreal wanted to play. This became chaotic. It became fractured. It became back and forth, and Villarreal were loving it. Even though I don't think it's a team that is built for that, they were putting Real Madrid in an uncomfortable position, and Real Madrid were never able to control the game. And when Real Madrid doesn't control the game with or without the ball, they're in trouble. And today we saw that.
I totally agree with LA. Like Real Madrid lacked control of the match. Whenever Real Madrid lacks controlling the match, Real Madrid struggles. That's always the case. Additionally, one thing that frustrated me today was the lack of pressing from Real Madrid. When there were moments, I thought Real Madrid should press better or press higher. Real Madrid didn't do that at all. I don't know why. Even when Real Madrid was pressing today, there was no organization of pressing. Furthermore, there was another tactical mistake. Playing Fede so high on the right side wasn't a good idea because Fede is a player. He has to defend. He cannot play so up.
Did see today as well, which is interesting, is it wasn't the best showing from Vinicius Jr. In fact, Fight had his way with him, you could say.
So regarding Vinicius' performance today, I would say first 70 minutes performance from Vinicius is not what I would like to see again. But the last 20 minutes of his performance was good. Like that's how he should play. He was taking on players one by one. after last 20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I think Foy is a very good defender. He's got the pace, he's got the intensity and the focus. So you can see that every single time that the ball is almost arriving to Vinicius, he's got the perfect distance, he's getting ready to run. So I think that it's not only because Vinicius today he wasn't on his best performances, but Foy, I think he did a fantastic job right there. Also with the help of Coquelin sometimes, Raul Albiol on the back, just trying to help, making a 2v1 situation every single time. Very important when you know that Vinicius is on the ball. But I think the most important is that when Vinicius is got the ball, you have to be close to him. You cannot give him space to start dribbling and getting the speed, because that's where you start making these skills and situations where he's one of the best one in this kind of moment. So at the end, it's about that this Villarreal is not ready also to go forward, but they can defend. So you could see in the second half that they were very well organized, never lost the composure. Only one mistake from Parejo can kind of get exposed, but Raul Albiol knew how to delay, how to hold, and wait for the defense to arrive. So very well worked today, Villarreal. And once again, Real Madrid needs to bring something else to the play, because in most of the games, they are not going to have just Benzema to scoring goals. They need to bring also the Vinicius, the Rodrigos, the Valverde that today also was not appearing on the game.
I think we cannot just blame individual player, we cannot just blame Vinicius for today's performance. Every attackers were lackluster today. Even midfield wasn't good enough. Defense wasn't good enough. Only probably Cruz and Courtois were the players who played on their level. Everyone else were subpar. Given that, the worst player today, why Real Madrid lost today, if you want to pinpoint one player, for me, it has to be Mendy. Okay, first of all, for the first goal that Real Madrid conceded, not only he has given a bad pass, when Courtois deflected the ball, Mendy was the one who made it possible for the ball to go into the net. I think that's a dreadful defending from Mendy, and probably one of the worst performances as a Real Madrid player from Mendy. For me, that goal was a decider for this match. When you play a very difficult team away from home, one thing you cannot do is a mistake and concede a goal from mistake. That's what happened. As a result, Real Madrid suffered today.
Right now, and we have seen it over the last month or so, too much from Vinny Jr. and getting concerned about defenders, about the referee, about the crowd, about the yellow card, and this guy, and that guy, and this guy. He is at his best when he has that ball at his feet, he's in transition, and he's going at defender. He's putting pressure on defenders. I can go on the outside. I can go on the inside. I can go and combine with Karim Benzema. Today, in the latter part of the second half, we started seeing some of that. But it's too much of Vinio. I'm dancing on the ball. I get a foul. I draw a foul there, draw a foul there. And now I'm getting in a physical confrontation. And if you're a defender, that's what you want. If you're Juan Foyth, you want the physical confrontation with Vinny Jr. because you're going to win that. If it is about skill, Vinny's going to win. If it is about physicality, the defenders are usually going to win. So, Vinny, just stop with the nonsense and just play your game because you're better than most of the players on the field. Just stop the nonsense of the yellow card and complain to this person, complain to that person. Do your job. Create chances, impact the game the way that you had early on in the season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Where I agree with LA is that, yes, Vinicius should focus on the game more than other things. At the same time, we cannot ignore the fact that every player keeps fouling him. So it's difficult for a player like him to be focused on the game. If they keep fouling him, how can he play his game? Again, also, let's not just focus on one player for today's performance. As I said before, it's not just one player. Most players today were subpar. That's why Real Madrid lost today. It's not just Vinicius. Even though it's really frustrating to lose a match like this, I think Real Madrid will come back stronger. And I hope that we learn from our mistakes and we study what mistakes we committed today. And hopefully, Carlo will sort it out soon so that we can win La Liga and Champions League this year again. So let me know your observation in the comment section below.